All right, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Ryan Prenders, or Ryan the Crypto Guy. So happy you guys were able to make it to this live. Today, I'm going to be going over ancient investing secrets, where we're going to be talking about kind of things that you should know before you get started with investing. A lot of these things I personally didn't know when I started my investing journey. Again, I'm not a professional or anything. I'm not a financial advisor, but it's just things that I've learned from people like Earn Your Leisure or from other mentors in the space like Warren Buffett, that, kind of everyone should know before they start getting investing. So before we begin, remember to follow and subscribe to our personal social media accounts on Instagram. Mine is at Ryan the Crypto Guy. My boy Nestor, he's not here today, but his is at The Bag Chaser if you guys want to give him a follow. And make sure y'all stay to the end to hear about some additional resources that we're going to provide y'all to get you guys more zoned into the cryptocurrency space. But without further ado, let me go ahead and start today's live. Again, I'm explaining ancient investing secrets. So first and foremost, again, this is not financial advice. I implore you to do your own research. Make sure you guys speak to a financial advisor or do your own research before making any financial decisions. I am not a financial advisor, nor do I intend to provide you with any financial advice. So let's go ahead and begin. So first and foremost, you have to know that a stock, cryptocurrency, commodity, or currency always has the chance to go to zero. No matter what it is, no matter what you're investing, it always has a chance to go to zero. This is kind of the risk that you're taking. And if you're not in a financial position that you want to be, look at the routines that you're doing and the systems that you have in place that are stopping you from becoming rich and keeping you poor. You could also look at the people who are successful and see the systems that work for them. You can use their systems for wealth and tweak them to your preferences. With any market, you kind of got to be hungry. Within the investing world, you got to understand that there's a lot of people out there that are trying to do the same exact thing that you're doing. So what you have to do when it comes to investing, or more specifically when it comes to trading, because this is a trading game, you have to find your own edge in the market. You can't necessarily go off of what are making other people successful. You have to find what dollars shot up to around 18,000. People were feeling euphoric. People were feeling it can go forever. They were investing into it, and then they ended up just selling off because it lost like a shit ton of value. So instead, people were losing faith, right? They didn't understand that losing was a part of the game. So in turn for that, what they didn't realize, thank you for the likes, by the way. If you guys can go ahead and like this, share this to your friends. Again, we're going over ancient investing secrets. But what people didn't understand with specifically the 2018 crash of Bitcoin is that Bitcoin is secular, right? They didn't understand that you had to lose in order to win. And so with that being said, a lot of people sold off, right? They were like, oh, I'm losing money. I don't want to invest into this anymore. I can't do this, yada, yada, yada. So they lost, and they ended up selling off or cutting their ties with their investments. But then, a couple years later comes by, and Bitcoin raises to $69,000. How do you think those people felt, right? How do you think they felt after losing all this money in 2018? And then a couple years later, if they just would have held on to it a little longer and understand that Bitcoin is secular, they would have made it big. Someone says, hello, how's your day going? My day is going great. Today we're going over investing secrets. Make sure you share this live to people like this. I would greatly appreciate it. But now we're going to go over 4 lessons for unknown market wizards. That was the first lesson. Lesson number 2, you got to do your own research to prevent losses. See, a lot of people, they just ape into projects. And by aping, it's a degen term for basically meaning that people just go into investments or go into investment opportunities without doing their own research, right? Because, their friend said, oh, I turned $100 into $10,000, or I turned, $50 into, $700 or whatever it may be, right? So people are just like, oh, I'm going to jump on that bandwagon because, that's making my friend money. So why can't it make me money? And to the 5 people that are in here, thank you so much. If you guys go ahead and like this video, send it out to whoever needs to be hearing this information, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you guys have any questions, make sure you guys ask them, okay? But so a lot of people weren't doing their own research, right? And so because of that, people were failing in the space, or people just fail in general with their investments because they don't do their own research. Yeah, sometimes you might get lucky, and sometimes you might catch something which ends up flipping and making you so much money that you're like, wow, I just got lucky. And there are those times, but that's because if they would have done their own research, they would have found that the investment that they were most likely investing in, or the asset that they were most likely investing in, was going to make them money in the long run. They just didn't realize it, right? So make sure you guys do your own research in order to prevent any losses in the market. Another thing is you got to have to develop low risk ideas, right? Which could lead to investing in all asset classes. So don't hope on just one winning. Again, what I mean by this is don't place all your eggs in one basket, right? So let's say, you were new to the investing space and you're like, oh, I could do this. I can go ahead and invest in A, B, C, and D. Oh, but I really like A. A's making a lot of money. Let me just go throw all in on A, right? But what you have to remember is there's still B, C, and D, right? There's still asset B, asset C, asset D that are making money simultaneously. You don't want to put all your money into asset A, and then asset A drops down, 100% of value. You lose all your money, and you could have prevented that by splitting up your money and, investing in a little bit of each asset over time. As Warren Buffett once said, diversify your portfolio, right? But not too early. You want to make sure the money is earned with concentration of capital, but it's kept with diversification. See, what a lot of people did, and a lot of people that we know and from the masternodes, is what they did was they invested in Bitcoin, right? They invested in Bitcoin in 2018, and then they ended up, instead of selling that Bitcoin in its entirety, what they did was they sold a portion of it and started investing into other coins. Because once Bitcoin went down, those other coins kind of remained like the same-ish in value, and they were able to maintain their wealth like that, right? And not only did they just invest in cryptocurrency, they also moved their money out of the cryptocurrency market and put it into the stock market. Because that's when the whole pandemic was happening, a lot of stocks were down. So they took the opportunity to diversify at that point in order to maintain their wealth. Another thing about when it comes to investing is you want to be able to invest and trade in every asset, right? You don't want to just trade into one and remain trading in that one asset. If you guys could do me a favor, please like this video, send it out to your friends. I would greatly appreciate it. It would help me out a lot. But you don't want to just invest in one asset, right? Because if you just invest in that one asset and that asset ends up losing value, you end up losing, you end up losing the long game. So what you want to do is you want to be able to learn how to trade in every asset. Now, that doesn't mean overwhelm yourself and learn everything you can about cryptocurrency, everything you can about stocks, everything you can about this, everything you can about that at the same time. What you do is you want to start with one and then work your way to the next and then work your way to the next. Don't get just stuck with the same one, unless you're, going deep and trading that currency. If you're just investing for the long term, I suggest starting with one asset class like cryptocurrency or stocks or commodities or, whatever it may be, and then moving on to the next asset class in order to diversify your wealth, right? Another thing you want to do is, this is a learning fundamental. Learning fundamental analysis and technical analysis is key to the game. You don't understand how many times I've heard people say, oh, so-and-so company ended up buying, asset A, so I'm going to put money into asset A as well. But what they don't know is the key factors that led up to that person or that company or that entity buying asset A, right? They ended up, doing their own research, a lot of fundamental analysis and a lot of technical analysis to come to the conclusion that they need to buy asset A. So once you learn the fundamental and technical analysis, then you understand the reasoning for purchasing asset A, and then you are able to get behind it confidently. If you guys have any questions about anything I'm talking about, cryptocurrency-wise, stock-wise, commodity-wise, go ahead and leave your questions down below. Again, if you guys can also keep liking this video, sending it out to your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. But finally, we're going to go over the last portion of this, which is ancient investing knowledge, right? So what you want to do is you want to spend less than you earn, which is a given. You never want to outdo yourself. You never want to overreach on your spending, right? You want to always keep it a budget, basically, because when you're spending more than you earn, then you're never able to catch up and get ahead in life, right? Because you're always either paying bills, paying credit cards, paying whatever it may be. So you want to make sure that you spend less more than you earn, so that way you live comfortably. And you're saving up, because a lot of people don't want to wait till they're 65 to retire, right? I see my grandparents now. They're older. I know they wish they could have gone out places when they were younger, done things in the world when they were younger. And so what we want to do is we want to start investing now in our future. So that way, when we get to their age, we're well beyond into our retirement, that we're chilling. We're doing fine. We're comfortable. So another thing that you want to keep in mind is you want to set aside at least 10% of your income for your future, right? Whether you're putting that 10% into a savings account, you're putting that 10% under your mattress, you're putting that into the stock market, you're putting that into cryptocurrency, you're putting that into a Roth IRA, you're putting that into something. You want to save at least 10% of your money, of every paycheck or of your yearly income, whatever it may be, so that way you are settled and you are satisfied in life. And that way you are set also for the future, because if you're not focusing now on your retirement, when are you going to focus on your retirement? Another thing that you want to do is you want to make sure you multiply your money. How do you do this? You have your money work for you instead of having you work for it. Again, I'm going to say this again. You have your money work for you instead of you working for it. You want to have the bag chase you, not you chase the bag. In order to do that, you have to have your money multiply. You have to find passive income or make multiple streams of income for yourself, so that way your money multiplies. You also want to manage your risk. Managing your risk is key to this game, to the investing game, that is. When you don't manage your risk, you're setting yourself up for failure. When you don't manage your risk, you're setting yourself up for failure. Because by not managing your risk and not putting in the time and effort in order to maintain your wealth, you're kind of just gambling at that point. You might as well take your money that you have, go to Vegas, and put it all on black. So you want to make sure you manage your risk. You also want to make sure you insure your money. Now, a lot of people say, money's insured through the stock market with FDIC, but it's not insured through cryptocurrency. You could actually insure your money with cryptocurrency. I don't know, a lot of people didn't know this, but there are insurance policies to put on your cryptocurrency assets, which is very interesting and I suggest looking into. If it's too good to be true, then stay away, right? If something sounds too good to be true, like, oh, you could 10x your money in a day, or, if you give me like $100, I'll turn it into $1,000 in a week, or whatever it may be. If it's too good to be true, then stay away. Unless it's like a gut instinct and, at the end of the day, you can make your own decisions, by doing your own research and managing your risk. But if it's too good to be true, most likely just stay away from that. Another thing is you have your best interest in mind, right? Unfortunately, I'm not doing invites for this slide, but I got you next time. If you want to go ahead and ask any questions, if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them down below. I'll answer them. Send this out to a friend, like it. I would greatly appreciate it, but unfortunately, I'm not taking any live requests for people to join. Another thing you have to do is you have you have your best interest in mind, right? So don't let other people invest your money. Plain and simple. Other people don't have your best interest in mind. Only you have your best interest in mind. So if only you have your best interest in mind, why would you give your money to someone else that, has their own personal agendas? Then, invest the money yourselves. It's fairly easy to invest your own money. It's not that hard. It just takes a little bit of effort and a little bit of oomph, and you can get it done. Finally, the last thing in our ancient investing secrets today is worst case scenario, right? Worst case scenario. Invest your money into index funds like the S&P 500 to get an average of 10% a year. That's what other professionals do or will do to you, but they earn or charge extra percentages, right? So another person will take your money. Let's say you do give someone your money, right? Another person will take your money, go invest it into S&P, make that 10%, take 2% off the top, and then give you back the 8% and say, oh, congratulations, you made 8% on your money this year. Well, they keep 2%. And although that doesn't seem like a huge percentage, right? it does add up in the long run. Because for me personally, if I could just go ahead and invest it myself and manage it myself, why not get the full percentage back? The full amount of return I can get. Instead, I'm paying them to manage my money every month or every year or whatever it may be, and they're taking some off the top. No, thank you. But that's all the time I have for today. Thank you guys for tapping in. Much appreciated. As always, again, if you guys have any questions, drop them down below or send us a DM. Again, my name is Ryan Prenders, or rather Crypto Guy. Remember to follow and subscribe to us on social media accounts on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter, all at The Masternodes. Our visual podcast experience can be found on YouTube, and our audio podcast experience can be found on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and all your other favorite podcast sources. We actually just started releasing our podcast again. So if you guys want to go to our YouTube channel or to Spotify or Apple Podcasts, whatever it may be that you listen to your podcast on, go ahead and search up The Masternodes. We just dropped a new episode today. Another thing is, remember to visit our website, it is just themasternodes.square.site. Go ahead and click on there. We actually have our online course that we just dropped. If you guys want to check that out, again, it's themasternodes.square.site. The link is also in our bio and our TikTok if you guys want to go ahead and check it out. Under the Our Courses tab, we just dropped our courses on there where it teaches you A through C on everything you need to know on how cryptocurrency works, what it is, and the basic functions that you need to know in order to get started investing in the space. But that's all the time I have for today. Thank you guys for tapping in. Much appreciated as always, and bless up. Remember also to comment or to send this video or send our page to anyone, or to send us a DM if you have any questions. But thank you guys for tapping in, and have a great day.